Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Kashrus. Today we are joined by Rabbi Lipa Klein, the head of the Vaad Kashrus of the Hisachdus Harabanim, and Rabbi Shmuel Levi Weinberger, the head of Bedikas Tolaim at the Hisachdus Harabanim. Thanks to both of the Rabbanim for joining us to talk about primarily Bedikas Tolaim and foods. It's a very, very important topic, and I know that you have a lot of experience, so we're appreciative that you'll share that experience with the Hamoinam. I think a very, very common question that we've gotten here at Let's Talk Kashrus, and I'm sure the Rabbanim get at the Hisachdus Harabanim and other Kashrus organizations, is why now Tolaim, insect infestation in food, seems to be such a prevalent issue. Wherever you turn, people are talking about the importance of Tolaim, whereas maybe years ago, at least the people you speak to, it doesn't seem like it was that much of an issue. I don't know if a half century ago, longer. Maybe the Rabbanim could shed some light on that. Rabbi Klein, we'll start with you.
Also welcome, and thanks for giving the opportunity. The Hisiger of Bedikas Tolaim, I'll take your permission just to make a short introduction. Hisiger of Bedikas Tolaim, people feel very much that the Rabbanim and Kashrus are out there to get them, and you can't eat this, and you're not allowed to eat that, and people keep on having all kinds of tightness why we're asering or not allowing certain fruits or certain vegetables. So usually when I speak about this issue, I start with a story I heard probably a year ago, not that long ago. One of our mashgichim who was at a certain company, and not about Bedikas Tolaim, doing a run of a certain product, and he had some extra time over there, and he had some strawberries, actually it was strawberries that he had to check. And he did some checkings over there. The owner of that company happens to be a Yid, but not a Shemet Torah Mitzvahs leader, not at all observant. So he just came in to say hello for the Mashgiach, and he asked him, what are you doing here? So the Mashgiach showed him the strawberries and showed him what he found over there. So after a few hours, he came in back again, and the Mashgiach kept on showing him what he found in that strawberries. So that owner at one point said, my ham sandwich I'm not giving up, but strawberries I will not eat anymore. So what I'm trying to bring out is people would know and would see what we're seeing and what we're finding in these vegetables, fruits and vegetables. They would understand that we're and all not looking for something, to dig up and just try to find a ways to answer or find other restrictions on people, to put it that way. It's not at all. We find, we see. We have in our office, we have actually a laboratory, and Rabbi Weinberger is in charge of it, and people from time to time, or we use it for ourselves, but when we have people, they're trying to understand, and you give people to see what we find, they understand that it's a real issue. It's not just something making a tumble about nothing.
You think people would almost be ekeldick, they would find it repulsed to even eat it, right? Yeah. Rabbi Weinberger.
As I can take the word and be myself and Rabbi Klein, as always, when we're going to facilities or local kitchens to check vegetables, I always say for the mashgichim, show it, whatever you find, show it for the goyim. That way, they won't fool you. When seeing is believing, they're seeing what. Right. At first, when they seeing you looking, and they make chesed with you, laughing at the back. But once we've shown them the findings, they all give in. Well, the funny part, what happens is that at night when they go home, we offer them to take the leftover stuff to them, and nobody wants to touch it.
It's proof in the pudding, right?
Now to your question, I did not yet answer your question. Sorry for cutting you short, but I'll try in a nutshell. We discussed a little bit at the ACO conference. But in general, the things change very much. The way fruits and vegetables grow, and the way it gets to us. First of all, I would say the biggest problem is that the whole world is like one small town these days. Definitely in the aspect of getting fruits and vegetables from all over the world. There's a bekannte shal if you can make a shechiyuni, because you can have avocado all year round, and oranges all year round, and grapes all year round. Now it's from Chile, and now it's from California. So part of the problem is very much that all these fruits and vegetables that come from all different areas bring along the infestation, the insects, the pests that are in there. And that's why it very easily gets, I would say, spread very easily all over. And what was mentioned as well is the natural predators that these countries have are not in the places that they're brought to. So that's why the infestation is one of the reasons, at least, infestation has been much worse in the past 10, 20 years. Second of all is everybody knows that once the government keeps on banning and environmental reasons and healthy reasons, some of them are true, some of them are whatever stories, but at the end of the game the government is very much on these pesticides. Used to be used on a very large scale, and definitely when farmers wanted to sell their stuff at the kosher markets, but now they can't, so that is also one of the reasons that infestation is much more common these days.
You're saying a lower level of pesticides are being used than previously.
Different kind of pesticides and not such harsh ones or whatever it is, different kind of chemicals that they used to use that was killing the insects. And last and not least, as they say, is that the bugs build up a resistance, just like there's an issue with humans with antibiotics that doesn't work. Right. Because we use that much of vegetables and it's been sent around all over, and there's so many insects and so many stuff out there, there is more of a resistance from the bugs. Right. So that's why there's more infestation probably all over town.
Now, Rabbi Weinberger, would you suggest to our viewers that if they're going to the store that they should buy pre-checked vegetables with hashgacha? Is that the answer for someone who wants to do the right thing? They don't want to have a problem with Tolaim. We've discussed in this forum quite a few times that every thrip and every bug is 6 lavin. They want to do the right thing. Is that the answer?
Whoever is not a mimcha Bedikas Tolaim should definitely buy pre-checked vegetables rather than do it on his own.
And are we talking about all vegetables? Is there a way for someone to know which vegetables or which fruits are a problem, so that they know which where it's required to do that?
There's different organizations to give out different rules and guidelines how to wash, but at us at the Hisachdus Harabanim, we wouldn't, as far as our experience, we would not advise someone who doesn't know what to check for to do it himself. Mm-hmm. I know there is different methods out there, and everybody should ask his Rav what he's supposed to do himself, but on a general basis, you need to. It's very hard. You need to know what you're looking for. And at the ACO conference, Rabbi Weinberger showed a presentation of different bugs, and even Mashgichim who really know bugs made a big wow on different. You really have to know what you're looking for and doing it yourself.
What would both the Rabbanim say? What's the biggest misconception that you have seen in the world of Bedikas Tolaim?
I would say that it's two big misconceptions in Bedikas Tolaim. One is named greenhouse, one is named triple washed.
Okay.
So people go into the store, they see on the packaging greenhouse.
Hydroponic, I would add.
Hydroponically grown, or greenhouse grown. So people, or triple washed, people take it as a hashgacha, it's a kashrus seal on that. Mm-hmm. Well, it's way not.
It's not the case.
Not the case. Greenhouse, we need to put in dumam tarta, a lot of money and a lot of effort, and a lot of siyata d'shmai, we get out something of that. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's problematic and problematic. And the triple wash is also without hashgacha, putting special attention, the way and everything, as we had today in the ECHO conference, Rabbi, how we discussed it, what was the meaning of triple wash. Some companies were writing triple wash, that doesn't mean nothing.
Right.
So that's two big misconceptions.
Rabbi Klein, what do you say?
I cannot be more than just agree, and I'll be more so that the same thing as the greenhouse, same thing as hydroponic, people don't understand, but a greenhouse by itself is not in a way it's much worse, I would say, because if a greenhouse that was not, as he said, put in the amount of effort and to get it clean, the insects will be very comfortable out there, mm-hmm. and they'll just be put of it over. They'll be multiplying in the hundreds and in the thousands, and there's nothing to get them out over there. And the greenhouse would just be worse than open fields, as they call it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're saying it would be even worse than a regular field.
Good if it's not taken care of.
Because it's like an environment that they're comfortable growing and
prospering. Will be worse if it's not taken care of. It will be worse than an open field.
Right. For an insect to come in a hole is very easy. Mm-hmm. To go out, he won't find his way out. So we put him over there in the greenhouse, so it's getting much more infested than open field.
Shalom.